Island woman was arraigned this afternoon after police say she concealed the death of her 10-year-old son in a garbage can in her garage. The Rock Island County coroner identified the child as Zion Staples. He says preliminary autopsy results indicate the boy's death is considered suspicious. The criminal complaint says the boy's mother, Sushi Staples, lied about her son's whereabouts and claimed she had no son while knowing he had died in December. Charges against Staples include obstructing justice and failing to report the death of a child younger than 13. She has not been charged in the boy's death. Staples has a preliminary hearing on August 15th.
The attorneys of the Rock Island woman accused of hiding the body of her 10-year-old son in a garbage can are asking for her release. The judge will consider that request next week. Sushi Staples is also charged with failure to report the death of a child. Now, to be clear, she has not been charged with the boy's death. Rock Island police say her son accidentally shot himself back in December.
How does a child vanish without a missing persons report? How does a family continue life while carrying such a secret? And what could possibly explain what happened to 10-year-old Zion Staples? This is a story about loss, silence, and the consequences of choices that can never be taken back. Welcome to Bear Intel. Before we begin, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps us continue bringing you carefully researched true crime stories that deserve to be remembered. Rock Island, Illinois, is the kind of place where people tend to notice when something changes. Children ride bicycles through neighborhoods. Families recognize familiar faces. Schools keep records. Neighbors observe routines. That is why the details of this case continue to trouble so many people. Because for months, a young boy was missing from everyday life. Yet somehow, his absence did not immediately trigger the alarm that many people believe should have sounded much sooner. At the center of the story was Zion Staples. By all accounts, Zion was a child with his entire future ahead of him.
You need to come clean because we're not going anywhere. You're just gonna dig yourself a bigger grave now. You've never had a son named Zion.
No.
He was only 10 years old, an age filled with school days, friendships, favorite cartoons, dreams, and all the ordinary moments that children are supposed to experience. But somewhere between late 2022 and the summer of 2023, Zion's life came to an end. And according to investigators, what happened afterward became almost as disturbing as the death itself.
What's that?
First hit for Zion Staples.
Zion Staples.
That's not mine.
We need to get this figured out. Stop
lying.
this.
It's over. Where's that kid?
Months passed. Winter turned into spring. Spring turned into summer. Life continued around the city. Yet Zion was no longer participating in any of it.
To know the truth here. It's done. It's over. We're in the middle of this now. We have evidence to show this now.
So let's start over. Who is Zion? Is he your son?
For people watching this story today, that raises an uncomfortable question. How long would it take before you noticed a child had disappeared? Would you have seen that something wasn't right? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. As investigators later pieced together events, they learned that Zion had died months before authorities discovered his body. The exact circumstances surrounding his death became a major focus of the investigation.
Hi.
Are you Miss Staples?
Yes, how can I help you?
So we got kind of a weird phone call. Do you know Latricia?
No.
No.
I don't know anybody out here.
Some lady called DCFS. And,
What?
And kind of made some claims that you had a child that accidentally shot themselves.
Absolutely not.
No, it sounds crazy to me too. That's what.
I am so sorry about this. My ex-husband, girlfriend, this broad is off the chain.
But regardless of how the death occurred, investigators allege that critical decisions were made afterward. Instead of an emergency call, instead of medical help, instead of notifying authorities, police say Zion's death was concealed, and with every passing day, the secret became larger. Imagine carrying knowledge like that. Imagine waking up every morning knowing that the truth remains hidden. Most people cannot imagine it. That
So
is part
they
of what
made
makes
some
this case
allegation
so
that you had a
difficult to
son
understand.
and he shot himself
Sir,
and he's in your
come on
basement.
now. You think, look where I live.
No, I get it. Just so I can check the box off, can I look in your basement real quick and I'll get
No,
everything?
you need a search warrant to do that. I'm sorry, I'm not about to have
No,
my rights violated because someone makes Uranus allegations like this.
I know. And like I said, it sounded crazy to me too. I'm just up here seeing if, we have to investigate it, no matter how crazy it sounds.
If you want to do that, I would suggest you go through the proper protocols. I'm not about to let some crazy woman who has my husband make Uranus accusations like this and have my rights violated as a
No, I
citizen.
get it.
That is not okay. I have 4 girls in here. 4 children.
I'm not trying to blame anything on you. I'm not saying this is true. I was just asking.
It's never ending. I cannot have any peace where I live.
And you guys only have girls?
Yes.
Okay.
I have 4. Do you want to see them?
No. They said it was a son. I was just curious if that's even true.
It's a never-ending story with these two.
I get it. Like I said, I'm not trying to bother you or anything, but we get a call. No matter how crazy it sounds, we still got to come up and see if there's any truth.
And this is crazy.
It is.
This is very crazy.
Okay.
I have been living here for 6 years. My neighbors would have heard something like that. They would have made a call or said something to somebody.
I would believe so, yeah.
Just think about it. It don't make no kind of sense. This girl is psycho.
All right, sorry to bug you. Just like I said, we gotta call, even if it sounds crazy. We gotta come see what's going on.
This lady, I don't even know what to say about her. It's never ending.
All right.
Hello,
Yes.
Sushi? Can you come out?
What's going on?
Well, just step on out. I'll explain
Wait a
everything.
minute, my kids in here.
Okay, I understand that, but we have a search warrant for the
We're asking
house.
you for your cooperation to be up front with us.
Hold on.
So step on out.
No, step
What
out.
part of the house do you all have a search warrant for?
The whole house.
The whole house.
You need to step out. Step out.
Okay, I'm gonna
Well,
open
Okay.
Open the door.
We'll all walk in casually. We're not gonna tear up your house or anything. So
Calm down, my kids are in here.
Okay.
Please.
How many?
4.
And where at in the house?
They're upstairs. I just made them go upstairs. I don't want to scare my kids. Can we just calm
These
down?
officers are gonna walk in there with you. Then I got a copy of the warrant here for you.
People noticed that Zion was absent. Family members reportedly sought answers. Concerns grew.
What's going on?
okay. Okay.
Can I call my family to tell them to somebody to come?
You're not under arrest or
under
anything
arrest.
like that. Okay.
Okay.
That's why I'm sitting here talking to you.
not.
Okay.
Okay,
The reason we're here, okay, is because we're investigating a call that we had. Okay. The officers came out and talked to you last night, correct?
yes.
Okay. We have to handle that real seriously, okay? Because the allegations are that you have a son and that he's deceased and he's here in this house. Okay, so that's where we're at right now. Do you have a son named Zion?
No, I don't.
You've never had a son named Zion.
No.
When explanations were offered, investigators would later determine that those explanations did not match reality. The wall protecting the truth was beginning to crack. Then came the tip. Sometimes major investigations begin with advanced technology. Sometimes they begin with forensic evidence. And sometimes they begin because someone simply refuses to ignore a feeling that something is wrong. In this case, information reached authorities that prompted police to take a closer look. What happened next changed everything.
Have you had any interactions with DCFS up in Chicago?
I did.
Okay.
False calls that were made.
Okay.
Correct.
One of the calls from 2021, DCFS came out to your residence in Chicago, and there was a Zion Staples there, along with your 4 daughters, and then another young boy.
Investigators arrived at the residence connected to the family. As they searched the property, they made a discovery that immediately transformed a concern into a homicide investigation. Inside a trash can located in the garage, officers found the remains of 10-year-old Zion Staples. Think about that moment. A child who should have been enjoying life. A child who should have been safe. Found inside a container where no human being should ever be. For detectives, the discovery answered one question. Zion had been found, but it created many more. How long had he been there? Who knew? What happened? And why had nobody come forward sooner? The community reacted with heartbreak and disbelief.
Gave pretty details. She knows you. She knows all your kids.
If this person gave this information, your question to them should have been, if you knew about this, why are you just now reporting it?
She's reported it a couple times.
Reported it a couple of times.
Back in June, an officer called and talked to you.
And when did she say this is supposed to happen?
You tell me.
Well, I'm asking you because she's the one that's making all the reports.
I mean, you haven't given us anything besides that somebody's stolen your identity.
Because I don't have anything to give you.
Look at how I'm looking at it, okay? We get this call, an officer comes, you said, I don't even have a son. You said, I don't even have a son. And then I do some digging in this DCFS case where Zion was there and they documented that. And then I go and look on public aid, and Zion is you claim him as getting public aid. So you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I see exactly where you're coming from.
So we're here to get to the bottom of this. So
that's what we're looking at. So if this is what's going on, if you have a cousin, a sister, a brother-in-law, a friend, or whatever claiming kids, or you're claiming them on behalf and you guys are splitting some extra money, I get that. The biggest concern that we have here is that we need to make sure that this kid is safe. And in the time since the officer was here last night and the time that an officer had called you back in June, that we can say, nope, she's totally clear. There's nobody here. There's nobody here.
And harassed. I'm telling you, I have went through every avenue to get away from my husband, the people that he's.
This has nothing to do with your husband.
We're on the Zion is where we're at right now. We need to this needs to be rationalized. It needs to be put out,
that's
and
where
we need
this
to get
is
this cleared
stemming
up.
from. People are trying to turn my life upside down. They think I have all of this. I don't have anything. I'm a simple person. Sure. I work a job to take care of my kids. But people
how come Zion is coming back to you in your address here through public aid?
Man, this is crazy. I don't know. I think I'm being framed. That's what I think is going on. I'm telling you, y'all not going to believe me, but I am being framed. I am.
So who's framing it?
I just told you.
Birth certificate?
What is that?
Birth certificate.
For Zion Staples.
Zion Staples.
That's not mine.
Sushi Staples. Child. It's found in your room.
We need to get this figured out. Stop
lying.
It's over.
Where's that kid? You need to come clean because we're not going anywhere. This is you're just gonna dig yourself a bigger grave now. I asked you if there's anything with Zion's name in this house. You said no. So let's start all over, okay? Who is Zion?
Because we're starting with something that we're being told really terrible, and then we're talking about down here with maybe fraud. We don't know. But somewhere along here, we need to get the full thing here and understand what this is. So what is the part of this that this really is? Because you know what they told you last night, and that's something horrible.
That's horrible.
And then we're talking about, are you getting benefits from a child that doesn't exist but have all this stuff for? We need to know the truth here. It's done. It's over. We're in the middle of this now. We have evidence to show this now.
So let's start over. Who is Zion? Is he your son?
News of the discovery spread quickly. People struggled to process the details. Many parents found themselves looking at their own children differently that night, giving them a longer hug.
We can open up and talk about this.
Oh.
And I know this might be the toughest thing you've ever done, but we have to figure this out now. This is as serious gets, and we need to understand what's going on here. We're too far in now. Okay? Let's take a moment here, let's relax, but we've got to get this discussed and get it out in the open.
I can see, this is eating you up. This is eating you up inside, okay?
Oh my God.
Who is Zion?
What you need to ask yourself is, the person that made this call, hypothetically, if they knew that something supposedly happened and waited to report something like that, what would that make them? An accessory after the fact?
So can we just start from the beginning and say what happened?
I needed some extra help, okay? That was it.
What do you mean by that?
I had a person that makes documents.
So is Zion a real person?
No.
Which documents did you get?
IDs, social security cards, birth certificates, things like that. Check stubs, high school diplomas. They made it for me to have an extra dependent on my income taxes, but I never used it. So I gave it to somebody else to use for theirs so they can get more money.
Because we're gonna look for birth certificates.
Are they taking my kids out of here? They're taking my kids?
Hey, you told us you would talk to us.
No, I didn't tell you that.
You told us that you would tell us what was going on here.
Mommy, are you okay?
No, what's going on?
She's trying to take us.
Hang on.
What?
No.
Wait.
No.
What? Why are you trying to take my kids out of here?
Because we're gonna talk to them.
But you can't take.
No.
Can I call my lawyer? Do not talk to them without an attorney. Do you understand me?
Don't touch him.
Serenity, none of you do not speak without an attorney. Do you hear me? Do you understand me, Serenity? Look at me. None of you are to talk to them or answer any questions without an attorney, okay? Don't answer any questions at all. Instruct Sophia and Olivia to do the same. And Amarie, you're trying to figure out what happened.
Yeah.
And I just told you. And you're taking my kids out of my home, something you said you was not gonna do.
They're going to a house to be interviewed.
You're taking
He
them
told you we
away
were
from me.
we're not taking them anywhere. We're taking them to go get
Can I
interviewed.
call a lawyer, please?
Do you want a
Can I
lawyer?
Call my family.
They're not in trouble.
They're not.
I'm not there, and you're interviewing
Because
them
you're
without
wanting to
me.
control them.
I'm not controlling them.
That's what you're saying. You're
No, I
saying
didn't.
you just sat here and instructed them to not talk or do
You're
anything.
taking them to some unknown place and questioning my kids.
We're not going to question them. There's trained professionals that it's called the Child Advocacy Center. Okay? A
But
police
you're
officer.
taking them to a center. You just basically came
It's
and
a
searched
house
my
like a couple miles away from here.
You came and searched my house.
Well, we're not done searching it.
Yeah, with a warrant.
You're interrogating me.
Exactly.
And you are telling me I can't call family and I can't call a lawyer. I can't call a lawyer and let them know you are here. I can't call a lawyer to come here to my house while I'm being questioned by you.
If you want an attorney right now, we can
We'll
just be done.
We'll be done.
All right.
But the investigation continues.
Okay.
Investigators immediately began reconstructing the timeline. Every phone call, every statement, every explanation, every month that had passed. The more authorities examined the situation, the more troubling the timeline became. Months had passed between his death and the discovery of his body. Months. That single fact stunned many observers following the case. Not days, not weeks. Months. During that period, life around the family continued. Yet one member of that family was gone. As evidence was gathered, authorities focused attention on Zion's mother, Sushi Staples. Investigators alleged that she concealed her son's death and provided misleading information about his whereabouts. Charges followed. Among them were allegations related to concealment of a death, obstruction, and failing to properly report the death of a child. For many people watching from the outside, the legal charges represented only part of the story. The emotional questions were even harder. How does a mother reach a point where authorities believe she chose secrecy over disclosure? What fear was driving those decisions? What was she thinking during those months? Those questions have fueled public discussion ever since. One thing that often gets lost in high-profile cases is the victim. The headlines become dominated by arrests, court dates, and criminal charges. But Zion deserves to remain at the center of this story. He was not a case number. He was not merely evidence. He was a child, a 10-year-old boy whose life ended long before it should have. That reality should never be forgotten.
She had came in and I think she had, stressed how she was up the night before. And I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, girl, my friend, she going through it real bad. I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, she was going to the store. She said her friend from Chicago. She went to the store, and when she got home, when she walked in the house, kids had shot her son. She said in the head. They had shot her son in the head. And I'm like, I'm behind her doing her hair, and she's like, they shot her son in the head, and the kids shot him in the head with a gun while she was gone to the store, and when she walked in the house, the baby was on the floor, obviously deceased, and she said that the friend had tried to do CPR on him, and he was obviously dead. I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, it's a mess, girl. She don't know what to do. She's a nurse. She just got her nursing. I'm like, well, what you mean she don't know what she gonna do? What happened? Did she call the police, or what's going on? And she's like, nah, she ain't. I said, when it happened? And she's like, last night, girl, last night. She not gonna call him. She trying to figure out what she gonna do. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, she trying to figure out what she gonna do. Yada yada yada.
According to court documents, her reasoning for reconsideration is she's a first-time felon who has learned her lesson and never been to prison before. She's asking for probation instead of being sent to a prison or a mental health facility.
As court proceedings move forward, additional details emerge. Investigators continued presenting evidence aimed at explaining both the death and the actions that followed. Observers packed courtrooms and followed updates closely. Every hearing generated renewed interest. Every revelation led to more questions. The public wanted answers. Yet even as information surfaced, many people found themselves returning to the same painful reality. Nothing revealed in court could bring Zion back, and that is often the most difficult truth in true crime stories. Justice can punish. Justice can establish accountability. Justice can uncover facts, but justice cannot reverse tragedy. At this point in the story, consider this. If someone you cared about vanished from daily life, how long would it take before you demanded answers? Would you keep pushing? Would you trust the explanations you were given? Share your thoughts below. Cases like this often remind us how important community awareness can be. Teachers notice absences. Neighbors notice changes. Relatives notice silence. Friends notice when routines disappear. One person paying attention can sometimes become the difference between a hidden tragedy and a discovered truth. As prosecutors continued pursuing the case, public attention remained fixed on Zion. His story resonated because it touched on something universal. Every child deserves safety. Every child deserves protection. Every child deserves adults willing to act when something is wrong. That belief crosses political views, backgrounds, and generations. It is something most people can agree on. The tragedy involving Zion Staples left a permanent mark on everyone connected to the case. Investigators carried the responsibility of uncovering the truth. Family members faced unimaginable grief. Community members wrestled with difficult questions, and a young boy's future disappeared before it had the chance to fully begin. When we look back at this story, it is easy to focus only on the shocking discovery inside that garage. But the larger lesson may be found in the months before that discovery. The unanswered questions, the missed opportunities, the moments when people sensed something wasn't right, the importance of paying attention, the importance of speaking up, and the importance of remembering children who can no longer speak for themselves. For Zion Staples, the story ended far too soon. For those left behind, the search for understanding continues. Some crimes leave behind clear motives. Others leave behind confusion that never fully disappears. This case belongs in the second category. The facts tell us what happened. The emotions remind us why it matters. And perhaps that is why this story continues to resonate with so many people. Because beneath every court filing, every police report, and every headline, there was a child whose life had value, a child who mattered, a child who deserved better. As we close today's case, take a moment to remember Zion Staples, not for the way he was found, not for the headlines, but as a 10-year-old boy whose story should never have ended this way. If this story moved you, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss future true crime documentaries.